Double the episode titles, double the fun. This is Felicity Was Here. Welcome back to Felicity Was Here. I'm Heather.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm Dr. Joe.
And today we're discussing Felicity Season 3, Episode 10, Let's Get It On. Please like and subscribe wherever you're listening. Leave us a review. And if you want to support the pod further, head on over to buymeacoffee.com/FelicityWasHere. Special thank you this week to our avid listener, Jamie, for the support. Hello, ladies. It's been a while.
Hi. It's been a long time.
I know. Well, technically, Melissa and I saw each other a couple of weeks ago.
That's
but
true.
Not for the podcast.
Yeah. I was just thinking we recorded right before I left for my trip to Norway, I think.
Uh-huh.
And I watched this episode on the plane to Norway, so that's been like a month. So it's a little hazy. So I'm going to look at your notes.
Well, good thing, I recap every scene. So
yeah. Thank you. It'll be like I'm watching it again for the first time.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's been a busy summer. So how was Norway?
Absolutely beautiful. I wonder if we have any listeners in Norway.
I'm sure. I mean, we've got them in like Malaysia.
I
Egypt.
know.
I'm assuming someone in Norway listens
Norway
to us.
is super like cozy, so I bet they really relate to this show.
That cozy core.
I was gonna say later. I love Molly's poncho in this episode, and it was very, very cozy. So I bet the Norwegians would love the outfits in Felicity.
I hated the way she looked in this episode the entire time. Like, I fucking thought she looked... I'm not trying to, hate on people's appearance. Like, the styling of her, her hair really annoyed me. She looked like Inspector Gadget. I don't like it. She's a cute person, and they did her dirty. She looked ridiculous. I don't... did they do that on purpose to make her, more vulnerable looking
James,
or something?
hacked up her hair in the last episode.
I know, but it was like she was just doing the best she could with what she had.
I was mortified.
I don't know. I feel like that, flippy out was in back then.
You're probably right.
And the butterfly clips and the flippy outy. Yeah.
I
liked her poncho though. The gray one.
That was definitely intentional.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Sean was looking kind of crazed in a few scenes. Like his hair was all over the place in some of them. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm glad Nori was great. Melissa and I had coffee because I was home for a week, visiting family, doing family things. What else has everyone been up to? I feel like it's been a crazy summer already. It's only mid-July.
It's almost over. I don't know what you mean. It's only mid-July.
Almost over.
Done.
It's like halfway.
No, not for me.
No? Oh. When does school start again?
Wow. School doesn't start till the 17th of August, but I'll be back in my classroom that first very
that
week.
That is still earlier. Ready. That's earlier than I thought.
Yeah.
I still think of the whole month of August, but I forget. Lower
school,
grades, they start earlier than college.
It's different than we used to start,
It was really almost September.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was
end
right
of August,
before Labor Day. Because I always thought it was so stupid because we'd start right before and then we'd have a day off and then we'd go back. And I'm like, let's just start after that.
Well, yeah, when I went to college, we didn't start classes until after Labor Day. And I thought that was so late. I was like, this is so late. But apparently they made it a law in Wisconsin because of all the Wisconsin Dells traffic. They wanted all the high schoolers and kids to work in the tourism space. And so they're like, no, they can't go back to school until the tourism stuff is over Labor Day. It was interesting. But yeah, I guess you only have a couple weeks then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, and it's almost Leo season.
It already is. Leo.
It already is.
It's not, but
it's too early.
If your birthday's in July, I was gonna say, if your birthday's in July, like Dr. Joe.
It started July 1st
it's
for
the
me.
whole month.
But yeah, everybody knows that. So
yeah, if we don't record again before your birthday, everyone wish Dr. Joe a happy early birthday in the comments. And then very quickly, it's my birthday and then Melissa's birthday, and some of us are turning 40.
Yay.
Oh my God. Bring on the perimenopause sponsors. We will
Hot
be
flash
your
stuff.
brand ambassadors. Yes. So something else that happened in the 80s, not only were we born, was Terminator 2 in the 80s. I feel that feels like an 80s
it's 91.
movie.
Damn it.
Okay. Well, when we were turning 5, Melissa, there was this movie called Terminator 2 that came out in 1991. And we were turning 5. And Dr. Joe, I think you just did a whole big recap of that movie on another pod.
That's
Want to
right.
tell us about it?
Do tell.
Yeah, it was with our friend of the pod, Ryan Luis Rodriguez from One Track Mind podcast, and we had a really good time. And it marked me being in the Three Timers Club now on his show, so that was really exciting. Wow. That was a milestone. And it was
Do you get like a velvet smoking jacket or anything?
No, I'm trying
like
to get to the
SNL
5
people?
timers for that.
Oh, okay.
So, which is in the works. We are toying with the idea of doing Gremlins 2, the new batch. That's funny. I was like, bought the 4K like 2 days later. I was like, should I really buy this? So I don't know. That's pending.
And there's a commentary on Gremlins too.
Yeah. He said there was. I was like, are you for real? And he's like, yeah.
Wow.
We joked about it, but
I've seen that many a time because I feel like Gremlins 2 was like, I feel like it was on HBO like Saturday mornings all the time. So we'd just be like, there's Gremlins 2. There's the, the girl gremlin with the lipstick on. And
who could forget?
I feel like I only saw the first one and only certain scenes maybe because I was probably too young and at a sleepover and too scared. Like I thought it was gonna be this cute little gremlin, and then it was actually scary. So I don't know that I watched any of the other Gremlin movies. If you do it though, I'll have to see it.
Everybody write into Untrack Mine and petition for us to do Gremlins
we got to request
next.
it. And then Dr. Joe, I mean, you're continuing to make the rounds. I think you also did another podcast on Spaceballs.
Yes, that's right. It's the That's Bodacious Dude 80s radical movies from the 80s.
Ooh.
Yeah. That dropped, it looks like June 11th. So it's a little while ago now, but yeah, since we're all out of sorts. Yeah. That was a lot of fun too. Yeah.
You're a professional podcast guest now. Like,
I'm trying
second job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. We'll see.
And I think that's good timing because isn't Spaceballs, don't they have a sequel coming out?
Yeah. So that was
or
really
like
cool.
I don't know if it's a sequel or a reboot
It's
a
sequel,
requel or sequel,
it's a sequel. Yeah, full on sequel.
And like Bill Pullman's son is in it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and he looks just like him, which is adorable.
Yeah, they're very twinning.
Yeah, super, super cute.
Well, getting into more of our pod, we do have some new listener mail this week, and this is from Heather on Instagram. I swear this is not me. This is not my like Finsta. Like this is another actual Heather. She says, "Hi, I wanted to say I love the pod. It's one of my fave podcasts about one of my fave shows of all time. I'm a couple years older than you ladies, and I had the uniquely beautiful experience of being a freshman, living in the dorms when Felicity aired. What a special show. It felt like it was being written for me. I loved Elena so much, I swear she helped me study." So Heather's question is, who are your favorite guest stars, now famous or not? For me, it's Keenan as DeForest, and I love to hate Pink Guy because of my so-called life. There are some pretty obvious ones, Jennifer Garner, Simon Rex, but any we are missing? I loved Guy from the dorm. He was in Can't Hardly Wait. It's hard to believe how many they are. She also has a second question, but I'll pause there for her first one. Any fave guest stars? I mean, I think the big one, John Ritter.
Yeah.
That's like the first one that pops to mind. And then Simon Rex. And I would say I didn't like her character, but I think Terry Polo was a pretty big get for them, her playing Maggie. I don't know. It was like right around the Meet the Fockers or Meet the Parents time, I think.
I'd say even though I don't like what her character did, Julie's mom, Jane Kaczmarek, just because they looked alike, they just really
perfect casting.
Did a good job. Yeah.
I really do think of Brian Krakow every time I see Pink Guy. Like I won't think of him as Pink Guy. Like it just, my brain just translates it back over to my so-called life. He's Brian Krakow forever. And I have the DVD now. I got it. Huh? I got the first season. I just bought it used because I was like, it's fine. I'll live. Like I don't need a special copy of this. I haven't watched it yet. I haven't done the rewatch yet, but I'm just so happy that it's in my home. Like I have a hard copy of it. I'm so excited.
Were there only one season or two?
Unfortunately, just one. Yeah. So I highly recommend watching it.
Did it end on a cliffhanger though? Like, will I be pissed?
I don't remember, honestly. Okay. I haven't seen it for a very long time. But another
I'm like traumatized after the OA was canceled. Like I can't start shows that end on cliffhangers.
Here we go.
Yep.
I'll never forgive Netflix for that.
God, so good.
None of us should. But this is really silly. Another show that has a lot of great guest stars, like for real, Miami Vice. You can watch it on Tubi. No, I'm serious. I was watching it. Like every fucking actor that you've ever seen in any show or movie was a guest star on Miami Vice. There's a compilation video of it. Instagram. It was like 3 minutes long, and these were just like a second clip, you know, like, and it went on and on and on because there's so many like amazing guest stars on there that went on to, you know, have their own shows or like be big, you know, A-listers or something, or just very recognizable people. So that would be, I highly recommend watching Miami Vice on Tubi. It's fun. Great soundtrack.
Sure, is like, would Donald Faison be considered a guest star? I don't know if he was ever listed as,
like, he's not in like the opening credit.
I don't know if he was ever considered a series regular. If he's not, then yeah, Donald Faison for sure. Because him and Elena, I mean, even this episode, like, they're just so good together. And I want to say Jennifer Garner, but like, I hate Hannah so much that I can't say that.
Sure.
Even though she's good, like, as an actress. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Felicity's parents are great guest stars too. Like, they're not famous, you know, A-listers now, but like, they're still great guest stars in my opinion. So I don't know. They all had so many, like you said, Heather, so many.
I will also count Janine Garofalo as a voice guest actor, because what would this show be without her voice?
Good one.
Iconic.
100%. Sansa, I mean, yeah, there were so many. This show has so many. I love them all.
Can I count,
can't,
like,
I can't.
McGrath's?
It's like picking a kid. I mean, you could say that. He played his part well.
I admire him deeply. Like, he's got his own podcast and like a little, like, he's like still kicking, man.
Didn't you say he's like 80 now?
He's something, yeah. Like, really,
he's something.
He is eld, but he's got his little, like, he's still like really seems like energized with his podcasting.
Well, you should try and be a guest on his podcast.
But I think he
my
does like
God.
cooking stuff, and I feel like, you know, we could probably talk to him about the lettuce situation, because I think like he does likes like gardening and stuff too.
You could do like a movie rewatch of some like food related movie from the 80s or something, 80s or 90s, some nostalgic food movie, and like do a rewatch and talk about food.
Maybe like fried green tomatoes.
There you go.
There's trauma in there.
I was gonna say Like Water for Chocolate is all about food.
What about the Sarah Michelle Gellar movie that we love, Heather?
Simply Irresistible. So I don't care what anyone,
goodness.
all the haters can hate. It's
the
so
best.
good. Oh man.
Oh, his birthday's coming up too. It's July 24th. Chris Sarandon.
Oh.
Like, his birthday will already have
Is that
happened by the
Leo
time
or
this
is that
airs.
Cancer still?
I think it might be. Wait, Leo starts. It's like really, really close. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like very late July.
Like the 22nd or 24th, 25th or something. It's around there. So he might be on the cusp. We'll claim him if he's not.
Okay. All right. So Heather's second question is, Noel took the .com bust pretty hard, and he was clearly a creative but loved the tech. How or what do you think he would be doing now? How would he have adapted to a bot writing noelcrane.com? I think he'd probably be working for Apple. Like, he's such a Mac guy. I think he would have gotten some kind of like app design gig at Apple. I don't know if he would have kept noelcrane.com going. I don't think he'd be into AI either. I don't know. He likes fonts. He took art. I don't know if he'd be into AI.
I guess he's Richard doing that. Just kidding.
Oh, no. Richard would. He'd be like, we got to get it on. He'd like crypto. He would be a crypto bro for sure. Or he'd be on like Polymarket betting on everything. That's definitely Richard.
Okay, it's July 23rd.
Is what, Leo?
Yeah. July 23rd through August 22nd.
Well, then, yeah. Leos unite. You can bond over that with him.
Yeah, yo. What's going on?
Shoot your shot. It's your Leo season. It's July.
I'll DM him on his birthday. Set a reminder if he
Happy
days.
birthday. Oh my God, if you did, and then you could get him on our pod, that would be nuts.
Oh my gosh. No. I'd die. I'd not be like, I'd be speechless and like messed up.
Oh man. Well, let's get into this episode. So last time, Molly's boyfriend James moved in with the girls, which led to Ben telling Felicity about their substance use, finding a gun, and kicking both James and Molly out of the apartment. After encouragement from Tracy, Elena testified against Professor McGrath as part of a sexual harassment claim filed against him by other former students. Noel and Felicity worked on a Flash animation video together and got interest in a series from Icebox. Meghan also realized her life had gotten boring since dating Sean. So this episode is written by Terry Trees and Michael Zand, directed by Lawrence Trilling. And something interesting is that it seems this episode has two titles. So every online database, IMDb, if you're actually watching on, Amazon Prime or Hulu or something, like those all list this episode as being called Final Touches, a.k.a. Let's Get It On, which suggests that Final Touches is the official title of record. But my DVDs printed Let's Get It On the case, so I was initially confused when I was Googling and doing, my notes for this episode. So DVD sets were typically produced using the original broadcast materials and production records, not retroactively updated titles. So I wanted to find out why this was, but unfortunately the internet doesn't really have a definitive answer on this one. There aren't any interviews or memos or behind-the-scenes accounts that explain the rename publicly. So having the original broadcast and DVD using one title and then the online databases using another, it points to the change probably happening sometime after the original air date, maybe even when it moved into syndication or streaming licensing, which maybe is like the same thing that happened with the music changes. Maybe they couldn't use Let's Get It On officially as a title because of the song, original, Marvin Gaye song. So yeah, not sure what happened there. It's also possible that the DVD was produced before any title change was finalized, but also listened to the commentary and they said that the episode title was Let's Get It On, and like the commentary usually happens like way after they've aired and shown the whole series, the whole season. So to me, this seems like maybe a streaming era change. Not sure why. The best reasonable theory is that maybe the network asked them to change it at some point. Like, Let's Get It On fits the episode thematically, with Tracy and Elena finally sleeping together, Sean and Meghan having issues in the bedroom. It's cheeky, and a lot of Felicity episodes have those cultural touchstones and like to use, titles from other shows like Great Expectations or other song titles. So that one makes the most sense. So I don't know if it was the WB, Buena Vista, streaming. We don't know who did this. I do think changing it to Final Touches is pretty bland. I mean, it's kind of interesting that they didn't go with a finals pun originally, because most of the other finals episodes have some sort of pun on the word final. But to me, Final Touches is really bland and like doesn't mean anything. So I don't know. I just thought it was kind of weird that like one random episode is renamed now.
Yeah, and if they thought Let's Get On was inappropriate, what about James and the Giant Peace? Like, that was okay?
I mean, the gun is a piece.
Yeah,
you could,
but
if you want to sexualize it, you can. I don't know. Yeah.
Even so, it's a gun. It's like, that's also inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
I think that a lot of the groups that get angry at broadcast television and like being too sexy or whatever, like I think sex for whatever reason in the US, like on TV, they're like way crazier about it. Like the conservative people who oppose these types of things. I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, guns, violence, whatever, but like,
yeah.
Oh no. So yeah, I'm going to call it Let's Get It On in our episode because that was the original title, but I thought that was a fun little rabbit hole to go down. I wish I had an answer, but I don't. So we first open on Felicity getting a letter from a professor named Boyden, goes to see him, and she finds out that apparently a drop request that she had for this class never went through. She thought she dropped his philosophy class months ago, but he's like, nope, you're in it, and the final is in a few days. So she's still enrolled. She's never attended a single class, and now she's in danger of failing. It's also too late to continue to, like, if she wanted to drop today, it's just way too late. So her only option is to ace the final, which is worth 50% of her grade. Yikes. That sucks. She's like, okay, well, so if I get an A on this exam, that means I can pass the class. And Professor Boyden laughs at her, says even students who have been to every single class won't get an A. And I was like, oh my gosh, another common nightmare that we all have that's put into an episode, which we remarked upon when she was doing her like French oral presentation. And she's like, oh, I'm just not prepared. And she had to go sit back down. Like, that's a nightmare. And this is, so common. And on the commentary, Lawrence Trilling mentioned that, this is like the most common nightmare people have after they've already graduated college. And I'm like, I wonder why that is. Like, that's such a common, like, post-college. None of us are in school work, but we're still dreaming about, like, oh my God, I have this test tomorrow and I haven't attended a single class. I don't know. It's very weird.
Yeah, that sucks.
I definitely have those.
I do too.
Like, I had one not terribly long ago, but I have a time distortion thing, so it could have been like a year ago, and I'd be like, it was a couple months ago. I don't know. It was somewhat recently.
still recent.
Recent enough, like definitely not never.
So Felicity tries to figure out what's going on, goes back to the apartment, goes into the bathroom where Meghan is showering and asks her what happened to 2 letters that she asked her to mail 2 months ago. One was the drop form and one was a letter to Sally. Meghan insists that she mailed them. She's so outraged. How can Felicity still think she's this, got this image of her that she's incompetent or can't do anything? She gets out of the shower. She's like, I put them right in this drawer to mail and then go mail them. She opens the drawer. She did not mail them. They are still there. So Felicity's pissed. Meghan's like, oh my God, you're smart. You'll pass. You'll be fine. Felicity is just outraged and walks out. I'm like, well, Meghan doesn't even live there, really. So I don't know why you're trusting her to mail some important drop request. But I mean, it's really funny just between the two of them. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's it. I was just surprised that she would have asked her at all. Like, I wouldn't trust Meghan to do anything. She has asked her to do other stuff, though, like watch the dog and then
always failed.
Yeah. So I'm like, why would she, like, what, she's got a terrible track record. So why would she just trust her just because they're kind of friends now?
Thanksgiving at the dorm. Didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I would mail something. Like, I would go physically to the building and turn it in. I don't know if I would trust the mail.
Yeah, I don't understand any of this. It's clever in the one hand, but the mechanics of how they made that a thing was, no.
Someone had to take the blame.
I
did think it was interesting in the commentary, if you got to this part, Dr. Joe, where they talked about how Felicity couldn't really be the one to have cause problems. Like, she was almost this untouchable because she's the main character. Her name's on the screen. Like, she can't be the one who has the drug problem. They had to give it to another character and she's just involved in the problem. So again, it's like Felicity can't be the one who's at fault for not getting the class dropped. Let's make it Meghan's problem. So I thought that was an interesting insight in the commentary.
Yeah, and I took that to more to mean like they can't sully her pristine image. Like, she can't be the heroin addict. Not so much like she can't be like a flawed person. Because yeah, she has to be able to make mistakes too. And her mistake was trusting Meghan.
Yes. So Felicity chats with Ben, and he took the same philosophy class, and he's confident Felicity will do just fine. But now Felicity has to cram a whole semester of philosophy. This is hard, philosophy, saying these things fast. Felicity has to cram a full semester of philosophy in 3 days, and she has a meeting now with Noel to do about Icebox. So Ben's like, well, it's obvious, just quit the Noel thing. But Molly walks in to pick up the rest of her stuff. Felicity goes over to her, tells her, like, no, of course we don't want you to leave. Like, why don't you try to get help? You were on the path. And Molly was like, don't worry about me, I'm fine. And she leaves. So then at the loft, after their first try after the surgery, Sean and Meghan have a failure to launch. So Sean tells Meghan something's got to be wrong. It's been 4 weeks since surgery, and he still can't perform sexually. Meghan thinks they just need some more time, but Sean thinks something else is going on. And also, once they said 4 weeks, I'm like, that doesn't seem that long. I don't know. Like, after you give birth, you have to wait at least 6 weeks, right? Like, I know it's not the same thing. But 4 weeks doesn't seem like that long. It's not like it's 6 months or something. But just then, Richard bursts in with a money-making idea for the student government budget. A sexy calendar. But of course, Meghan brings up the fact that you can't just alienate half of the student population by having a calendar of women. You also have to have an edition with men. So Richard says he's still not gay, so he doesn't know how he's going to pick sexy, attractive men. And so Meghan volunteers to pick the male models. Because of course she does.
Fucking Richard. Still not gay.
Still isn't gay.
Dr. Joe, was there a sexy calendar in 90210? I feel like that was a thing.
That's gotta be.
I feel like a lot of 90s shows had sexy calendar episodes.
That sounds like something. But you're right. Like, there were so many shows that did that I could just
pretty sure Saved by the Bell
It
had
feels like
one.
really, really familiar. Yeah. Like, I was trying to think of what show didn't have that, you know?
Right.
But I'm trying to even think of one other one that did.
It seemed like it was, like, really prevalent. I just can't name specific ones. But I felt like I saw it all the time. Maybe I was just watching the same thing over and over again, like watching Gremlins 2 all the time. like Melissa did.
Was there one in Sex and the City? Wasn't the firefighter? Or no, I think she just went to like a firefighter fundraiser or something. It's like what those beauty pageants, but with men, right? Those I feel like are in every show.
Okay, there was one in Parks and Rec. They created a calendar featuring local government employees.
What?
One Tree
I remember
Hill.
that.
Oh, there was a Beefcake calendar. Season 4, episode 26. And yeah, I'm like, that sounds like really, really, really familiar. That's funny.
Is that an AI summary, Melissa? Because I cannot place a Parks and Rec episode with a calendar.
Okay, well maybe that.
And I know that show pretty well. I'll have to think about it.
Okay.
With Parks employees. Maybe that was just made up. I mean, I would buy an entire calendar of Ben Wyatt, but
yeah, this is definitely confirmed on IMDb for the 90210.
I knew it. Nice. I knew it. And I love that it's a beefcake calendar.
Yeah, that episode's called Blind Spot. It aired April 6, 1994.
But you don't recall what it was about?
No, it says while working with Kelly to recruit guys for the Men of CU Beefcake calendar that they're working on, Donna goes on a spontaneous date with Deshawn just to make David jealous when she finds him flirting with his blind piano teacher, Holly. Meanwhile, Steve sees no reason to keep the secret that their frat president, Mike Ryan, is gay despite being sworn to secrecy. A little more gay stuff. Yep.
Well, so then Felicity and Noel go to meet with Icebox. They meet Professor Morrison, who is the one with the Icebox connections. And Morrison is played by Scott Adsit, who plays Pete Hornberger from 30 Rock. So that was a little cameo before he was somewhat famous.
Another guest star,
yeah. Yeah, another guest star. I think he's only in this one, but still a guest star.
One of my favorite guest stars was the guy. No, he wasn't a guest star. He was the guy who took the pictures of them and the guy who like explained condom stuff. I think he was a bad guy in 90210.
He gave Felicity birth control and like, do you want to do the condom on the? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like he's a character actor. Like his face just looks familiar. Yeah. So Icebox likes Loser Pet Store, which is different. Like, it's really cute, but most of their stuff that they run is probably pretty offensive. So it stands out a little bit that it's like cutesy rather than, I guess, raunchy. Morrison says that Felicity's animation skills are really great, that she should take one of his classes for design. But the big catch here is that Icebox only has one open slot for one cartoon series, but there are a couple of other cartoons that are in the running. So Felicity and Noel need to pitch their ideas for their next 20 episodes by Friday. Noel's like, no problem, can do. Felicity's more hesitant, like, wait, Noel, 20 episodes? He's like, no, yeah, we can totally do it. But for Felicity, 20 episodes by Friday on top of her philosophy final is a big rut row. Gonna be a lot of work for her. So yeah, you got to raise the stakes, right? It's not enough to have that big nightmare. Now you got to add another like literal job on top of it.
Yep, and add more of her not having any boundaries.
No boundaries. Yep. People pleasing. Woo.
Yeah.
So Elena and Tracy are leaving a class together, friendlier than they've been in weeks. As they're joking around and continue walking, Tracy hesitates. He says that usually right now they'd be going to grab a bite, then they go to the park and hang out, then they make out until it drives them both crazy. But they're obviously not in that place right now. He says then that he talked to his minister about the situation, and she told him that he can choose whether to let go of the past, but not whether he wants to forgive Elena. And Elena hopes that he can, obviously. But Tracy says for now, he's ready to be friends, and they do a nice friendly handshake. So Dr. Joe, like the minister's distinction between letting go and forgiving, I think is genuinely useful. Is there anything else in therapy that you would tell Tracy on top of that, like while he's working through whether or not to move forward with Elena?
Usually just kind of emphasizing like who the forgiveness really serves, and it's more about your own peace and it's not about like letting somebody off the hook, or like it doesn't punish them to be mad at them. It just makes you miserable kind of thing. So forgiveness is really just about achieving your own peace with something and not carrying the weight of it. That's pretty much it.
I like that.
Good, because I'm like really out of it. Like I have had to talk to people about that for sure, but I'm like, what the hell do I tell them? I just make shit up every day. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
No one knows what we're doing.
What? What do you mean? You're like my personal therapist. You've just been making up.
She's making it up.
All these.
She's like, fool, No.
Sometimes
That's
I
on
read and
you.
learn things. Yeah.
You believed me.
That like how Felicity trusted Meghan mail something. He trusted me.
See, this show is so relevant to real life. Then Felicity and Ben go to meet Noel at Epstein Bar. They're, chit-chatting on the sidewalk, talking about the final that she has to take. Since Ben took the class before, she asks what grade he got. He did not get an A. So now Felicity is stressing, and Ben encourages her to turn down the Icebox opportunity with Noel. But then they go to Epstein, and Noel is electric about the opportunity. He is convinced that it's going to change everything in his life, get him a ton of job offers, and it's all because of Felicity. And I gotta say, Ben's face is hilarious the whole time. Like, just the way he's like nodding, like, oh yeah, that sounds good. And like he keeps like looking to Felicity to say something, and like it's very comedic. It's hilarious. And like Noel's bringing that like frantic energy about being so excited about the whole thing. I thought it was brilliantly comical.
I also appreciated that he wasn't like doing it for her. He wasn't saying like, hey, like you need to back off or something. Like he wasn't stepping in. He was just watching, which I was kind of surprised by a little bit because he is so protective and stuff, but he's also like letting her deal with her shit. You know, he's trying to be like, hey, I thought you were going to say something, but he didn't interfere or intervene. And I thought that was good.
And she was the one on the sidewalk who was like, I'm just going to tell Noel, I can't do it. But like, she was the one who said that. It wasn't like he was like, oh, you really got to do this. Like, she was the one who wanted to. Yeah.
Normally, I think he would be like way, way more pushy about that sort of thing. But he really was scaled back. I was like, oh, this is nice.
Yeah. Well, and he's got bigger fish to fry with Molly. So he can't save too many women at once.
Like, yeah, even Captain Save-A-Ho has his limits.
Save-A-Ho.
Oh, sorry. Man. Had we not referred to him as that before?
No, but I love it. I love it.
Sorry.
I mean, that's this whole season with Ben, so we're going to keep saying that. I love it.
Oh.
So yeah, yes. Felicity cannot bring herself to tell Noel that she needs to step back from the cartoon. And as Noel goes to refill drinks, Molly walks in. And she apologizes to Ben and Felicity for earlier. She was still really angry. She does tell them that it's not that she doesn't appreciate what they're trying to do, but she just can't walk away from James. And here too, I was actually surprised that Felicity just said, like, as long as you're taking care of yourself. Like, that too, I thought was really restrained for Felicity. Instead of like pushing her, you got to leave him, you got to do this or that. She was just like, as long as you're taking care of yourself. So then James arrives, clocks Felicity and Ben immediately, tells Molly she doesn't need friends like these, and orders them to stay away from her and to not even talk to her. And yeah, even in this part, I was kind of proud of Ben because he keeps his cool. I know that should be the bare minimum, is like you don't shout and start a fight in the bar. But like from what we've seen from Ben previously, like I could see him being like, you don't tell Molly what to do, or she can do what she wants. And what are you going to do? You know, like I could see him escalating, and he didn't already in this scene, not just the one later that Felicity tells him he's really calm.
And I think the difference is like he's not mad about what's going on. I think he's like sad and concerned, but I don't think it's like he's not controlling his anger because he's not angry about it. Like I think he's just like sad and concerned. So I think that's an important distinction to make when kind of conceptualizing how he's restraining himself versus not restraining himself. Like I don't think he is controlling his anger because I don't think he's angry.
You don't think though that like older Ben would have gotten mad though in that situation? Just masking something else? Fear or just connecting with his, you know, how his dad would treat him and his mom. I know, I think just like him not being angry to me is also growth. No?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's a different way to spin it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's still relevant and credit worthy.
But yeah, I also think this scene, like we've seen now James escalate pretty quickly. That first like, oh wow, this dude is scary moment was the hair cutting, because he was like, no, come here, you're getting your hair cut. And now he's like actively controlling who she's allowed to talk to. Like it's all very visible now and on the table that this is a scary dude. Not just like, yeah, he's a drug dealer, but scary for Molly, I think.
Yeah.
So then later, after working on the cartoon with Noel, it's already very dark. Felicity goes to Ben's room to study, where he was already going to sleep. But she crawls into bed to keep studying. And Ben guesses that she still hasn't told Noel that she can't keep up with Loser Pet Store. Felicity says she knows that she can't really handle both right now, the philosophy test and Lose Her Pet Store, but she actually really does want both. She wants to do Lose Her Pet Store, so she's not letting either go right now. So yeah, here too, he just says good luck, kisses her, rolls back over and goes to sleep, and she keeps studying. He's protecting his peace. I like it. He's like, okay, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, and that's a different distinction too for her to make, that it's not like it is just strictly people pleasing. Like it is important to her to do it, so that's different too.
Yeah,
still reckless, but it's at least rooted in something she wants and not something she feels she has to do.
Yeah. Because even if she wants to do it, like, even just opening up to Noel and saying, like, I have this test, I'm so swamped, like,
for sure.
I'm not going to say it's always going to be this way, but, like, even if you could do the bulk of the ideating on the episodes for now, like, I still want to do this, but, like, I have this huge, like, that would help, too, obviously.
Some communication.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
That would, lower stakes if people actually fucking talk to each other about any goddamn thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she could be like, why don't you start this list of ideas, and once I get a little work done here, I'll come check it or whatever. Like, there's no meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. All or nothing is the way to go.
Mm-hmm. But yes, I appreciated that too, that they made it clear it's because she also just wants to do it. She's interested in it. So now Meghan, Richard, and Sean hold auditions for the calendar. We get like a nice shot of a dude undressing, going topless, right? Meghan's going up to him, poking his pecs, jiggling them a little bit, asking if they're real. She's taking it very seriously, but Sean kind of grumbling because he thinks she's enjoying this a little bit too much. So then when a woman comes in, Sean then gets very interested in the female model, as does Richard, of course. They're both asking her lots of questions about her interests. She says she likes walking barefoot on the beach and praying for world peace, and she dislikes loud people. So Megan's like, okay, thanks for coming. Just brilliant. I love the comic relief. So good. But yeah, Richard and Sean make her do a little bikini shot anyway, take her top off, for the calendar. They're like, oh, pick your favorite month, whatever your favorite month, you're in. And so she says June. So then, yeah, Meghan and Sean fight a little bit more. He's like, oh, like, don't get mad just because she's hot. And so Meghan says, fine, if you like her that much, you can sleep with her. Gets up and leaves. And I thought it was a really realistic fight. Like, they're both insecure about different, and again, they're not talking like they should be because, like you said, that's the drama, that's the plot. But like, they're both insecure about different things, and this situation obviously is amplifying it because they're both looking at hot co-eds. But it's funny, but it's also very like sweet because they're fighting because they care about each other. I don't know. I thought it was cute. Then we go back to a downer. Molly speaks at an Al-Anon meeting. James is both using and dealing again, and she's using too. She knows it's wrong, but she can't stop herself when she's with him. So Ben, of course, is there, hears all of this, and after the meeting tries to talk to her again about leaving James. But Molly says that James promises he's going to get clean. He's only dealing right now to get by. And Ben's like, you really believe him? And she says, I have to believe him because I love him. And yeah, I just thought like Ben probably heard this so much from his mom, or even thought the same thing about his dad for a long time. Like, do we think this perspective, like him not being the one in it, but like seeing it from the outside, like, do we think this perspective has helped him? Like, seeing it in someone else is helping him process his own stuff? Or yeah, is it just triggering for him? Because like, we're seeing all this growth in this episode, but it's like, I guess Al-Anon is working, like we haven't seen therapy. Like, I don't know. I'm curious, like, yeah, how he's all of a sudden so calm.
I'm curious about that as well. I think maybe just being older, than he was when he was in a little kid when that stuff was going on with his parents, and he's not having to be under their roof anymore and deal with it directly. So but I think some of that stuff is still pretty triggering. He does have more agency now as an adult, but he still can't control anybody else but himself, so he's still going to see bad decisions being made, and he's never going to be able to control that in other people. He can only control himself. So I think that's what he's doing. I think he's learning that
growth all of a sudden this episode, like, is it maybe the whole Molly situation is helping him process it, because we haven't really seen him in therapy, and like we haven't even seen him share that much in Al-Anon. So it's just curious that like, oh, he's got all this growth now. So I was just, curious how it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot can be gained from even observation probably in those groups. Just listening to other people, and we're only seeing Molly talk. Like we're not, that's not the entire meeting. We're not watching entire meetings in the show, so we don't know what all the other people are saying or like how much. I mean, like, yeah, like we're not seeing them talk, so like if it didn't happen on screen, it didn't happen kind of thing. But we also don't, like I said, we're not seeing like meetings from start to finish. We're just seeing like little snapshots, little snippets. So, yeah, probably that work is happening behind the scenes, literally. Hey, we're not seeing it on screen. So I can see why people would say it's not earned. But I think in real life, like, it's not like a whole bunch of like aha moments like every single day. And, you know, like then it's earned at the end. Like sometimes it's happening like really slowly, like change is slow. Like I compare it a lot to like when people feel like they're not changing fast enough. It's like, well, like you can't see your fingernails growing in real time, but they are growing in the background. So I think it's one of those things, like change is happening. It's just not like in your fucking face all the time. Like in real life, like it's not either. So I'm kind of glad it's not like that on the show, because I see that every day in my work. Like people want like these like big leaps and gains, and it's like that's not how it works. It's like it's more of like a slow burn kind of thing, like a little gradual thing, and more subtle and more nuanced. And I don't think he was like, I don't know, I don't think it was that fast of a shift. Like I feel like it has been gradual. And he had some outbursts, but like he wasn't like season 1 through 3 like every single fucking episode like punching somebody's teeth out, you know. Like it's not like he was like super unhinged like the whole entire time, like multiple times a season, you know. Like yeah, we saw some outbursts here and there, but like I don't feel like it was like so chronic that it'd be like, oh, now all of a sudden he's like so calm. It's like he was pretty chill a lot of the time too. He was like brooding and stuff, but I don't know, I think it's all right.
That's true. You said like he wouldn't even be like someone you would put in anger management, because he wasn't like flying off the handle at every single person and every single thing. So yeah, that's true. He wasn't crazed.
Yeah, I think he just had gotten some, like, was triggered by some, like, very specific incidents and didn't have any tools at that time. And now I think being in Al-Anon, just, like, hearing other people, I think a lot of learning can happen, like, through osmosis, you know? Like, it doesn't have to be, like, seeing him apply things all the time. He could be learning a lot in the group without us seeing it, because I don't think humans see that in real time either, necessarily. Like, they don't always make those connections, even though they're happening in front of us. We don't always like label it as such in the moment. It's like kind of takes a while later for us to kind of reflect on and be like, oh wow, that was something.
Yeah. And yeah, his dad had popped into his life again a couple times, you know, so that it makes sense that like he went off the handle at
he
Randy,
got like really activated.
Yeah
by a very specific trigger. But like, yeah, he wasn't like punching people in class or punching his teachers or like, you know, like getting arrested constantly for fights or, you know, like getting expelled or something. Like he wasn't like that fucked up.
Yeah.
In that sense, like that out of control.
Right. Back to the model auditions. You got to keep it light. You got to put these model auditions in the middle. So Elena and Tracy stop by the auditions, and Tracy starts to flip through some of the female model photos. Surprised so many attractive people go to their school. Elena doesn't like that. She's like, don't look at those too hard, even though, you know, they're just friends right now. But she still doesn't want to see him looking at other women. So she leaves. And then Meghan takes one look at Tracy, says, take your shirt off. And I love, he obeys. He just rips it off. I loved it. I'm like, yeah, you don't say no to Meghan. Like, that was hilarious. He just rips it off. She's like, yeah, you're in. So he's in the calendar. Elena is not consulted. I just thought that was hilarious. Like, she's just like, take your shirt off, and he does it. Then Felicity and Noel continue to work on episode outlines at her apartment. Noel has a few ideas. He seems really revved up. But Felicity doesn't really have much that's original. She repeats a few ideas that Noel already had. Noel's like, what's going on? It doesn't really seem like you care about the cartoon as much as I do. And Felicity, exhausted and overwhelmed, starts crying. It was so brilliant. Like, I don't know. I get to the point sometimes where if I'm like really upset, I can hold it in. And as soon as someone's like asks, "Are you okay?" That it just like it all comes out, it like bursts out then, and I just thought it was so brilliant, like the way she's talking and whatever, and then just bursts out into tears. So he's like, "Oh my God, sorry. It's just like this means a lot to me, but what's wrong?" Felicity says, "Nothing. She just didn't sleep last night." She's like, "Let's just get this stupid thing out of the way." So Noel's like, "Stupid thing." Okay. So he gets frustrated. He's like, "I'll just do this on my own." She says, "Fine." He storms out. Then she like takes a second. She's like, "Wait, Noel." Goes after him. But as Noel is leaving, Molly comes in and asks if she can come back because something happened. Dun dun dun. So at the loft.
Hold up. How the hell is he gonna get mad at her when she's crying? And he's like, he gets to be the one who's get pissed off and storms off? Like, are you what?
But I'm gonna take your position here. She has not let him in on anything that's going on. And
no,
she just insulted
hasn't.
it and said like this stupid thing. Like I'd be like, yeah, fine, if this is stupid to you, I'll go work on it myself. Like
if she wasn't crying when she said that.
Yeah.
But if your fucking friend that, oh, I couldn't get through my whole life unless you were a part of it kind of bullshit best friend is crying when they say that, then you take pause. Like,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't have to feel guilty, be made feel guilty later to be nice to my friend when they're crying about something. Like, that's fucked up. So that's fine. But you go on, Noel. Go do your thing.
Well, I feel like, shouldn't he know her well enough that if she starts
they're
crying
such good friends. Yeah.
like that
fucking mean
obviously there's
something?
more to the story than her.
and he
not
asked,
snapping.
and she was just like, "Let's just get this stupid thing out of the way."
Yeah. She didn't communicate very well.
That's what I'm saying.
She didn't. But okay, I guess if my friend's crying and they don't tell me why, it's okay to be a dick. Fine, fuck you too. Okay, bye. Sometimes it's hard to verbalize things when we're crying. It's like, maybe like be patient for a second, sit there and be like,
Yeah.
whoa, like where's this coming from
what's
with
going
curiosity,
on?
not with
Yeah.
accusation.
He's a dick.
I mean, yeah, what would I do? I obviously would never be like, I'll just do it myself. But I do think, yeah, she doesn't say anything. She hasn't said anything.
I mean, tears speak louder than words, but
yeah,
like, no, like, I think this is one of those two things are true at the same time. Like, yeah, would it have been great if she communicated more before she had like crying? But I just can't believe if somebody saw me crying and like, regardless of like, if I was like, oh, like, I just want to get this stupid thing over with. If I was like actively crying when I said that and like having some sort of like a mini meltdown and somebody got pissed off at me, you best believe that's the last time we'd be having words. Get the fuck out of my fucking face forever. That's not a good friend.
Okay. So then at the loft, Noel gets home, vents to Ben that Felicity's being a bad friend. Like, I don't know what's going on with her right now. Ben's like, you want to know what's going on? Felicity's been working herself into the ground, trying to help you and pass this class that she's never attended and can't drop. She didn't want to let Noel down, even though Ben's like, yeah, I think you should abandon him. It's funny too. So yeah, Ben does speak up and let Noel know what's going on. And then Felicity calls then and wants Ben to come to the apartment. So Ben leaves, goes over, and Molly tells them both that James pulled a gun on her while he was high, that he didn't know it was her because he was so high. He would never hurt me. Then she's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have left him like that. Ben and Felicity keep saying, like, don't worry about him. Like, we're worried about you. You're here now. Like, just forget about what his situation is. Like, oh, something could happen to him. He could get hurt. She doesn't think that she's going to be strong enough to actually leave him. So Ben brings up Al-Anon and says, like, hey, remember what they say in the meetings? Like, you have to fix yourself before you can fix anyone else. And Molly has to choose herself. But yeah, she's still so scared. What if something bad happens to him, the guy that just pulled a gun on her? And Felicity says that going back to the hotel won't make that go away. Yeah, something bad might happen to James if she leaves, but something bad might happen to her if she stays. So yeah, I mean, they're really hitting home the abusive relationship storyline. Like, that sounds pretty on point. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like in real life it'd be like a little bit more honest about like the negative parts and not just like, I love him, I love him, I love him. Like, it's usually a little bit of like, he's bad and like, this is terrible, but I love him. Like, it's not just like, just 100%, I love him. It's usually like, I love him when he's good, you know, like when he's like sober or when he's like being nice, like, or like loving like the relationship itself or the idea of the relationship or like loving the good times, but not just like this presentation's like pretty extreme of her just like the way she presented as like being addicted to him is not like what in my experience what I've seen with like DV stuff. It's like very much a mixture and like being torn and like more so loving the like when he's good, like quote unquote, like when he's being good and not just like 100% like he's like I love him all day always. Like that's a lot. The way she's presenting it, I was like that kind of took me out of it a little bit when I was watching this time.
A little over the top on the I have to go back, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, the concern definitely, like, would be there, but it's usually, like, some acknowledgement and, like, some access to rational thought. It's not, like, completely, like, so emotional, like, I have to be with him. It's more of, there's some rational thought included, actually.
Yeah.
Like, it's not so over the top the way she was presenting it. Like, they can recognize, like, yeah, like, I might get hurt or, like, I don't know. Or, like, more the logistics, like in real life. Like, if they were sharing a place together, like, where would I live? Like, it's like, you don't have kids together. You don't have, like, a mortgage together. Like, those kinds of barriers would be more of a factor in real life that people would be able to speak to. But she doesn't have that problem. So I think probably that's why they're going this route of making it so much the emotional stuff and not, like, the real life constraints. The real life constraint is that he's dangerous and the woman is in the most danger when they are leaving. So that's not being highlighted enough.
That's the only part. I would think the more like I can't leave him would be like just the fear
because of he might
the
kill
retaliation.
Her.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Rather than like, oh, it's because I'm addicted. I would love him so much, and what if he gets hurt? And it's
So that's
to me there should be a little more
wacky.
Fear rather than just like
absolutely.
This lady's. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely more fear and more rational kind of thought about the bigger picture. Like it's not so like blinded by love like in real life like that. Like with like that like I said in my experience with DV counseling stuff and like just whatever, it's not so heavy-handed that way. Like so heavily loaded onto like, oh, I'm just so in love with him. I can't be without him. Like no, they want to be without. They just don't know how, usually.
And I think I was going to ask this later, but like what other options does she have? Like Ben keeps taking her to this clinic, but like can she get like my mind goes to like, oh, you go into a shelter, but that's more like you're a mother, you have kids, you don't have a house anymore, but like Molly's a student. She can go back to this apartment with Felicity. Like she doesn't have kids. So what other resources are there? Like can you get a restraining order? I don't know. It's just like, what other options are there for women?
I mean, potentially a restraining order, but like the shelter that I worked at, like we had to get buzzed in. Like even the staff had to get buzzed in. Like we had security cameras and we'd have to say our name to be let in through the door and everything was locked and like the alarms were, whatever. And like they were like on the do not let in list when somebody would come in for DV shelter and then the person, and they could just say a random name potentially, but like nobody ever did that. Like we didn't just like the doors closed at like after 8 p.m. Like nobody is coming in, like whether they're looking for toiletries or diapers or food or whatever. Like nobody's coming in after 8 p.m. unless they live there or work there. So I don't know. Like I think that there would be some security potentially if she went to a shelter that she wouldn't necessarily have if she was just at her apartment, as is evidenced by him just bursting through the door. Yeah. So that wouldn't happen at a shelter. Like nobody would just be like, well, come right in. No doors are locked. Just stroll on in whenever you want. So that could potentially provide some safety. Like if she had some structural, institutional, systemic kind of support around her, that would be the benefit of going to a shelter, I would think. Because, they could like educate her more, like potentially provide some legal advocacy to educate her or maybe like restraining order stuff. I don't know. And maybe that wouldn't work necessarily, but I think it would be better than just like sitting around in the apartment and waiting for him to bust in through the door.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I was going to bring it up later too. Like when Felicity goes to study with Noel and like Ben's there just like watching over her sleep. I'm like, really, we're just students or just looking after other stuff. Like, what else? What are the other options and resources that a student could have for this? Because like Ben being the the one trying to protect, like it just seems so silly. Like just some college student boy is the one who's looking after all this, but I'm sure that it's probably really hard, and maybe there aren't great resources, and that's why it's so hard.
That's a big problem too, for sure. Like there definitely needs to be more resources, like more shelter space. We didn't have unlimited space. We can't defy the laws of physics and create extra rooms or like extra money to pay for those rooms. Like we had them on the beds we had, and that was it. And if we were past that, if people called, like we couldn't take them in. We just couldn't. So yeah, like that's a problem too. So it's kind of a bummer. Like if there was a place that was willing and able to help her and she's not taking it, like that really sucks, because some places like can't help when they when they can, like when they're maxed out. So it's like if they had that, it's like, god damn it, like please use that resource, because that's not always available.
I don't know, maybe this is a good storyline because we're talking about all these interesting things.
So then off today for sure.
Oh, at the storyline,
just in life. I know I was pissed off, but now I'm okay. I think it's because I'm very, very tired. I'm like past tired, like slap happy almost. So
nice
going. You tell me how to
gotta take advantage. Yes. Well, we got comic relief again. So after continuing to fight about the hot models, Richard finally tells Sean and Meghan to shut up. He wants to know what they're actually fighting about. Meghan says, it's obviously, isn't it obvious? It's sexual tension. I thought it was also, just as a side note, I thought it was funny that Richard is at the vending machine and he gets Doritos, and I'm just like, oh, we still got that Natalie product placement going strong. I'm like, I wonder if that was a package deal. Like, if you want Doritos, you got to take Allie Larder and give her a spot. I thought it looked like almost the whole vending machine, or at least the part that was in the shot, was like all Doritos flavor. So like, there's got to be some good product placement. Allie Landry, yes. So there's sexual tension between them, but Sean says there's nothing to talk about. Like, Richard's like, oh, it's obviously, you haven't done the deed yet since your little nut surgery. And you are slam heavy.
Yeah. Oh my God. Richard's so funny.
I don't know if he said nut surgery. I don't know if he said that. I don't remember the exact
what he would say. I can hear him saying it in my head and like see him. I can visualize it. Like, if he came at me like that, I'd be like, are you fucking kidding right now? Like, yeah. In the commentary, I'll say they did talk a lot about, like, transitioning from, like, this is serious, now it's comedic, this is serious, now it's comedic. So, like, they did, like, highlight that specifically in the commentary. So I think that's also funny to me right now, that he's like, blah, 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 your little nut surgery. Like, like it was not a big fucking deal at all.
I don't remember what the quote was, but he said it was very like, oh, you guys haven't, done the deed since your problem or whatever. And yeah, I mean, who better to cut the tension than Richard? So I also thought it was funny that in the commentary, they talked a lot about the cancer storyline can get very like saccharine and just like schmaltzy very quickly, but like giving it to Greg Grunberg was like he's a comedic actor, and so giving that storyline to him almost prevented it from ever getting too soppy and sappy, right? Like, I thought that was really interesting in the commentary too. And like, same thing with the drug storyline, like they gave it to the character who's more of a like, head in the clouds,
there's some lightness,
quirky,
to her.
Eccentric. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like she's not the brooding type already, so it's not like
they didn't give
heavy.
Julie a drug problem.
Oh yeah,
that
other
would have been
kinds
something
of problems
on top of everything else. So yeah, Sean says, look, there's nothing to talk about. When it's time, it's time. And Meghan's like, oh, I'll tell you, it's time. And Sean leaves. So he wasn't happy about that. But then Elena arrives and finds out about Tracy being in the calendar. And she starts yelling at Richard that, Tracy's this sweet religious guy. And also, though, if he's in a shirtless photo in a calendar, every girl on campus is going to be after him. So it's obviously her own personal conflict of interest. So she storms off to talk Tracy out of it. And Meghan says to Richard, it's not like Tracy's going to sleep with her anyway. Which is funny foreshadowing, because at that point, we don't know what's going to happen. But I was like, yep, she's right, but she's not right. So then Ben takes Molly to the rehab clinic again. They're having another one of their little moments, and he, says it's kind of funny. Like, he doesn't really know her all that much, even though they've been through so much together already through these meetings and all that. And Molly says, like, yeah, even though we don't know each other so well, like, you've been all this stuff is just like the kindest thing that anyone's ever done for me. But yeah, like, why, I don't know, why has Ben been so kind to her? Again, is it this save a hoe? That's just his tendency. He's going to do it, trying to fix things in his past that he couldn't fix. Maybe he can fix it now.
I don't know. He seems like I don't know if this is just kind of a credit to his acting abilities. Like he just seems more sensitive now, and it's like not urgent. Like I have to fix this. Like how Felicity's had to be like a button skin. Like the urgency of fixing something or someone's problem. Like it's not urgent, so it feels more mature for that reason.
It's just this specific problem. Like he's been through this trauma. He knows what it's like, so it's just empathy. Like.
Yeah.
If you go through something so horrible and you find out someone, even if it's like a stranger, has gone through that, you just already have this connection to them and you want to help them through it too.
Mm-hmm. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say with my tired brain. Yeah. Like it just seems like, yeah, there's more sensitivity and less like that urgency it's not about fixing a thing. It's just about like a human caring about another human.
Yeah, that's true. And he's not like chasing down James to go talk to him and do all like he's not Badinskying. Yeah.
No. It just seems like he's just a human who cares about another human who's hurting.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hot.
Well, then Noel goes to Felicity's apartment, apologizes for before, and wants her to come back to Loser Pet Store. And Felicity's like, she again reiterates like she wants to do this. She didn't mean it was stupid. She's like, I wonder if we can get an extension. Why don't we just ask Morrison? Like, that's got to be possible, right? So Noel calls Morrison right in front of her, talks to him, asks for an extension on the Icebox outlines. We see Morrison say, nope, not possible. Noel tells Felicity like, oh yeah, he said that's great. So she's excited. Oh, and also he TA'd that philosophy class that she's about to fail. And so he can help her study for this philosophy class. So problems are all solved. Felicity's happy now. It's just funny. I don't know, I thought it was a funny scene. The whole like, oh, yep. Oh, no, we can't get an extension. Oh, great. Thank you so much. It's just funny.
Yeah. That was like kind of cute or sweet or whatever. And I'm like, why didn't he think of that before? Like with his dropout ass, like being like, hey, like I care that somebody's gonna fucking fail their like this final that they never attended a single class for that I TA'd. Like, why didn't he think of this before? Like,
it's just so funny because like watching this show now, I try to watch these scenes through your eyes and your lens. Like I feel like I'm like, oh yeah, Felicity. Like whereas normally I would sympathize with Felicity and be like, oh my God, like that's so mean. She's upset and all this. And like, I'm trying to question that. I'll be like, no, like she didn't speak up for herself. Like she's people pleasing, blah, blah, blah. And like, you surprise me every time. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, this is what, Dr. Joe would be like, no, she didn't tell him what was wrong. Like she should have communicated. And how's he supposed to read her mind? And then you come out like, I don't know. You just surprise me every episode. I never know what to think anymore.
Oh my gosh. No, I mean, yeah, that's fair. But I think that kind of just speaks to like it's not like black and white or it's not just like one way. It's like, I think just like, is this a genuine friendship or not is the thing that I'll always bump against when it comes to them. Like, yes, Felicity did not speak up. And is this a genuine friendship? Does somebody need to be speaking up in a certain way all the time for somebody to be kind to them? Or can they just be nice just because, again, it's another human watching another human struggling?
Yeah.
Like if Ben can do that for somebody he doesn't fucking know, why can't Noel do that for his supposed, like, one of his best friends in the whole world,
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I bump up against it, because their relationship's supposed to be so fucking meaningful. And like, oh, I couldn't get through life without you, like level of like saccharine, speaking of.
Mm-hmm.
But then he's gonna like turn around and be a dick like so easily. That's really hard for me.
Yeah. No, I mean, at the end of the day, I agree. It's like she's clearly upset.
Yeah.
And like, what's wrong with you? You're not acting right. Like I don't like
approach
that
it
stuff.
with humble curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
it's already kind of accusatory. Just like, oh yeah, it must be
like,
on drugs. Like
stop
I didn't
crying
even.
or I'll give you something to cry about. Like, that's what it's giving. It's giving that sort of energy. It's like, I'm sorry, you a dad in the 80s? Like what? Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So no, I mean, it's like, yeah, he always ends up apologizing and getting there. But yeah, it's like, why couldn't we do this earlier?
Because conflict is there's no show if there's no conflict.
No, I know. Yeah.
It's their particular dynamic is very problematic.
Well, and I mean, I would also say, not to offend any of our male listeners, but I feel like a lot of men will also put their stuff first. And he's thinking about his job, his prospects, his opportunity, right? So, like, I just think men tend to be a little bit more selfish and think about their opportunity. And so, like, I think in that moment, he's, like, worried about his opportunities and not thinking about his friend, for sure.
And then contrast that with Ben.
Exactly. Yeah. And Felicity, like, she's got her own shit going on too, and she's still trying to do all this stuff. And yes, she wants to do it, but also it is part, like, she wants to do it with Noel, and he's now put this pressure on her because, oh, you're saving my life. So, okay, not all men, but I'll just say overall.
No.
I don't offend our male listeners, but from my experience, men put their careers and their stuff first. So anyway, Elena then goes and finds Tracy and calls him a hypocrite because he won't have sex, but he'll pose shirtless for a calendar. Tracy's like, well, I'm doing it for a good cause. Says that, like, he should have asked her first. Like, you didn't even ask me about this or consult me. And he's like, we're friends. We're not going out. Like, I don't need to ask your permission for anything. We're just friends. And Elena says, well, I can't do that anymore, I guess. And so she leaves. I do have to say, unfortunately for Elena, it's not the same thing, having sex and posing for a calendar. Same thing here. There's clearly a tension. Are they just friends? What's Tracy thinking? Should her get off the pot? I don't know. I don't know about these two crazy kids. Can't figure them out either.
Funny. Yeah, because, it's just, at least, it was comedic more than anything else, at least.
Then Noel is quizzing Felicity on philosophy at the apartment, and James bursts in through the door looking for Molly. Noel's very helpful and says, you should probably start locking your door. And Ben says, I thought I did.
Very casually. He's such a dork.
Ben's like, I thought I did. But also, once I was in my apartments, we locked our doors. But in the dorm, you don't lock your doors. So if this is a student apartment dorm, is it more dorm? Is it more apartment? Who's to say? But yeah, I guess Ben thought he did. But James comes in. He's looking for Molly. Where is she? They're like, she's not here. Like, dude, she's not here. They keep saying it. But then, of course, Molly pops out. I'm like, girl, don't give up yourself. Like, they're covering for you. You didn't have to pop out like that. She's like, no, I'm here. So James goes over to her, is like, what are you doing? Like, these so-called friends don't care about you. You belong with me. And Ben calmly steps in, says, look, James, Molly she just wants to sleep a little bit. Can you let her sleep? Let's go to sleep. Let's have a little nap. Like, he was so like, can you just let her sleep just for a few hours? Let her sleep a little bit. James reaches into his leather jacket. You're like, oh no, the giant piece is coming out. But no, it's a cigarette. And he lights it up, which is also strange to see. Like, you don't see people smoking in teen shows anymore. So he lights up a cig. He's like, yeah, I guess that'd be all right. You get your rest or whatever. And then he leaves. I thought that was kind of funny. Like, she just wants to sleep. I don't know. It was a little much. It was like, she just wants to sleep. Let's just a little sleep. It was funny. I'm sorry. I know it's supposed to be sweet, but I laughed.
Oh no, he was funny, and this was,
I know,
fight, flight, freeze.
It was his moment, but I just thought it was funny.
You're allowed to have a laugh, I guess.
I know.
It's okay. I've been laughing my ass off, but yeah.
Can you do that? Can she get some sleep?
He was fawning.
I know. It was good. It made me laugh a little bit.
And that's
why. And that James listened and was like, oh, okay, yeah, you get some sleep.
Because fawning works.
Oh, shit.
That's how people fucking survive. So he did do that. And like, if there's some question about, like, oh, like, he's supposed to be this angry dude, and it's like, no, like, his fight or flight system was activated. There's 4 options: fight, flight, freeze, or fun. And
James's was or Ben's was?
Ben's was, because she said, like, oh, I'm proud of you, blah, blah. He's like, I was trying not to like keep my pants or whatever, because he was scared. He wasn't mad. Like, and fawn was the appropriate choice, because what would have happened if he did escalate? Like James is
he's
like
not
a
gonna
small
flight.
Dude.
He would never flight.
Like, no, not in that case. Like, if it was an avoidance thing, like, if there was, like, an emotional conflict, yes, flight. But a
no, I
physical
mean, in
one.
that situation,
No,
he
yeah,
wouldn't.
no, I
Yeah,
know.
he wouldn't just, like, leave the girls. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely not an option. But fighting him, like, James is a big dude, even without a gun. Like, he's not, like, a pipsqueak. Like, it's not like he's, like, Richard's size or something. You know, like Richard Code, like, where you could, like, smush him like a little ant or something. Like, he would have gotten the shit beat out of him, because I don't know how much Noel would have, like, jumped in, because Noel was standing behind Felicity. I don't know if you noticed the blocking of the scene, but he was standing behind her.
Oh.
He did say, you know, like, don't yell at her or whatever, like, but, like, he was standing behind her. So
but
I don't know.
I don't think Noel knew everything that was happening with James, or did he?
James's face
all I know is Ben,
scary.
Well, yeah. All I know is Ben was like, when Felicity called while Ben was with Noel, he was like, I'll tell you about it. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I'll tell you about it later. So I don't know if he ever told him. We didn't see it on camera, so it didn't happen. But
I mean,
yeah, I mean, if some dude comes in,
like storms in, and like, like, he was kind of funny, like, oh, you gotta lock your door. But like, it doesn't take too long to read the room, you know, and like, see, like, James is a very scary dude. And yeah, like, they even, like, you know, in the commentary, they've been talking about, like, balancing, like, the intensity of that, and like how, like, he's just so menacing. But on Friends, he's such a goofball. And like, I have to, like, actively pull up the image of him in Friends to, like, kind of diffuse and, like, dilute watching him being so menacing. Because, like, he sincerely is, like, I don't get, like, super triggered, like, when people are just, like, yelling at each other on TV. But, like, just his intensity, like, the look on his face and his body language and stuff, I mean, that's, like, super, like, I get activated when I see him. I'm like, oh, I hate this. Like, how your tummy hurts. Like, I don't like that shit when I see him being pissed off. So I don't think it'd be very hard for Noel to, like, not have all the background information and still be like, oh, like, some shit's about to go down. But I personally, if I was Ben, wouldn't count on Noel to back me up if I was going to be like, I'm going to, like, beat this guy's ass. I'm going to beat James' ass. And, like, Noel will back me up. Like, no, he will the fuck not. Like, maybe he would corral the ladies out of the way, but Ben would probably just get the shit beat out of him.
Is in the one he had with Ben over the video game.
Yeah, and like, so like, he already knows, like, that's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
So he had to go with fun. Like, there's not gonna be a flight. If Freeze, no, he's like, I don't think we've ever seen him do that at all. But yeah, the fun, you know, was a great option because it was effective. You know, he got the fuck out of there and everybody was okay. So, but yeah, the point of all that is, like, I don't think he was, like, managing his anger. He was managing fear.
Yeah, I'm just surprised, though, that, like, the sleep reason worked. Like, she just, like, well, she can sleep at the hotel with him. But it worked. Like you said, fond, okay, it worked. So, like, we're not fighting. Like she can come later, but just sleep.
Because that's what, if he responds to probably Molly Fonz a lot, she's not arguing with him. You know, so it's like, you really do have to use that with that kind of personality type. Like, if you're smaller and you are not armed and you don't have, like, you know, bulletproof vest on, like, yes, you have to fawn.
Yeah. Well, so Molly does go get some sleep. And as Felicity leaves to go study with Noel for her final tomorrow, so now she's got all this drama on top of it, distracting her from studying. Ben and Felicity tell each other that, yes, they were actually both terrified. Felicity then tells Ben she's proud of how he handled it, how calm he was. And yeah, as you said, Dr. Joe, he was like, I was just trying not to pee my pants. So she leaves and Ben is then there left to watch over Molly, which is, where I was going to ask, like, what other resources are there? Like, this can't be the way of, like, a college kid looking after this girl. But I guess
that's the thing. They're out of their depth. They're out of their league. Like, they don't know what the fuck. And that's why he did probably try to keep taking her to the clinic, because they do know what to do. And that's a lot for a college kid to have to navigate on top of finals.
They should have gone to Dr. Pavone.
Right?
She would have known what to do.
She would have just slapped that guy in his face. She, like, got super New York on his ass, and he would have, like, gotten the fuck out.
So then at the library, Felicity and Noel are studying. Felicity is so tired. She doesn't even understand the words that are coming out of his mouth. And Noel gives another big speech from Noel that she has to dig deep into the trenches for all the energy that she has. He has faith in her that she can do this. Ever since he met her, he knew she could do anything she wants. He's got his own studying to do, but he's taking time out of his, help her, because he believes she is not a lost cause and that this will be the moment that they look back on in a few years. Like, hey, remember that time we pulled that all-nighter and you passed that final? Like, this is one for the books. And so Felicity's like, okay, yes, I'll take that energy. Let's do this. Let's go. Yeah,
This is exactly what
I
I'm
love a
fucking
big
talking
speech from
about.
Noel. I know it's gross to you. I just, in
It wouldn't
isolation,
be
I love a big
gross.
speech from Noel. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I like the concept, you know, but since, like, why do you have to be a dick first before you can get to that point? Like, that's why, like, these moments seem so phony to me, or, like, disingenuous on some level, because it's like, he's such an idiot other times, so it just doesn't make sense. Like, oh, now, like, you have some context so you don't have to be an asshole anymore because you know a couple more pieces of information. But, like, don't be an asshole, period. How about that?
I mean, now you're making me think, what if it's because he now sees this as an opportunity where he can save Felicity? Like, Ben's preoccupied.
Again, not genuine friendship. It's self-serving.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, you're getting me to think about, like, now that I'm thinking more about, like, maybe it's like, oh, I have this opportunity to save her now. And especially
he can be Captain Save a Hoe.
Yes, exactly. Or Captain Save Felicity. Ben's preoccupied with another girl right now. He uniquely was the TA for this class, so he is the one who can come and save the day.
It's his time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's scoring big points. Like, we're gonna look back on this and
exactly.
blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
because we're gonna be
this
together
is part of their
in
history.
A few years. Yep.
This
exactly
is part of their story. You know. Yeah. Fuck this guy, man.
So
that's why
Molly,
I don't like it.
No, I know. So I get it. I'm hearing it. I get it.
Okay.
I hear you.
I've succeeded in life. I don't, like, my doctorate means nothing to me. Like, if I could change your mind, that would, like, oh, man.
I don't think you have. I'm not, like...
I do a little bit, but not as much as I'd like.
I'm not Team Noel. Like I've said, I'm not Team Noel. I'm Team none of these dudes.
Yeah.
I want her to find someone else. Go back to Eli or whatever. Like, I just... When I was a kid, I was all about Noel. Obviously, I knew shit about anything when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely not like pro Noel now.
Yeah.
Like, no, I know he's problematic, and I think Ben is too, though. So that's why I'm like none of them. I'm just Team Felicity. So, but yeah, I mean, I definitely see he's got like a crazy ego. Yeah, and very fragile.
Yeah,
fragile ego.
That's not cute. That is like so ick.
Yeah. So don't worry. Like, yeah, I've changed my mind on some things.
I know. I'll try to hold on to that.
So then Molly comes out of the bedroom after she had some sleep and tells Ben that she needs to break up with James, but she says she needs to do it in person because he deserves that. This is where I actually get annoyed.
Yeah.
Like, I want to give her grace because I've never been in a relationship like that. I can never imagine what that would be like. But, like, this is the part. I was like, he does not deserve shit from you.
Yeah.
She claims, like, oh, no, don't worry. He would never hurt me. I'm like, he fucking pulled a gun on you. What are you talking about? Like, he could be high and pull a gun on you.
It's really interesting that she thought he could hurt himself, but he'd never hurt her. And I'm like, girl.
Like, all the times he's grabbed her in this episode and, like, forcefully held her down to cut her hair. Like, oh, he would never hurt me. Like, he already is hurting you.
Yeah, so that rings a little bit false, too. Because, like, again, in, like, real life, like, they would be, like, acknowledging... There would be, like, a fear component of getting hurt, and, like, they would, I don't know, like, there'd be safety planning in real life, like, okay, like, if you're gonna do it in person, like, do it in a public place, you know, like, do it at, like, fucking Dean and DeLuca, where you're surrounded by people, and he can't, like, you know, isn't going to be as likely to, you know, pop her or something. Yeah. That was oh boy. I 1,000% broke with somebody over text message because I thought they were gonna, like, fuck me up. So I literally support that first and did not want to get sucked in. Yeah. My little stint of abuse of, like, text, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to do it over the phone. Like, this is not an in-person conversation, actually.
And to say that he deserves it, I'm like, he doesn't deserve anything from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's not totally false just because of how things are. The things definitely are confusing in an abusive relationship. So, like, that's not totally false, but I think it would have been more responsible to do, like, talk about some safety planning stuff. But, you know, I don't think they didn't in the commentary say anything that I heard, but I didn't listen to all the commentaries that are available for the season. But, like, you know, having a psychologist or somebody with some expertise, like a subject matter expert, to consult with when you're in the writing room to make sure you're covering things responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
a.k.a. call me. Like, if anybody needs some help, I'm available.
Yeah. So yeah, Molly's convinced like he just needs to hear the words from her mouth that it's over, and then he'll believe it. But Ben's like, at least says, they at least have Ben say to do it in a public place, and he's not going to let her go and do this alone. She's like, oh, no, 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 no. He'll freak out if you're there. He's like, well, I'll stay hidden, but I'm not letting you go there by yourself. So at least they had Ben do that. But yeah, it just seems so obtuse to have her do this in person. So yeah. Next morning, Felicity takes her final. She is all smiles when she's taking that exam. Like, she's rocking it. She knows she's getting that A. And then things escalate very quickly here in the end. So then Tracy goes to the apartment to tell Elena that she's right. They can't be friends anymore. Elena says, yeah, I guess, you're right. That's the right thing to do. And he's like, yeah, I'm right. And he kisses her, and they start making out, and they close the door. So they're back together. And Felicity then comes back to the loft and tells Noel that the exam went great. His tutoring worked. He's such a good friend. She sits down on the couch next to him. Noel's like, yeah, no, not really that great of a friend, because, now is the moment to tell her that the extension was a lie and they have to finish 20 episode outlines by tomorrow. So let's get started. But Felicity is already asleep. And Noel, again, like, Noel's facial expressions are pretty funny in this episode. And so, yeah, like, he sees she's sleeping, and his face is just like, uh-oh, like, now what do I do? Like, up Schitt's Creek. It was funny. Like, he needs to give her another dig deep speech because she is out.
He needs to give her some beet juice.
Yeah.
Well, but I don't think she'd have the same reaction, unfortunately, because she's not allergic to beets. So then Richard, Meghan, and Sean go to Epstein Bar, and they're finalizing the calendars. And Richard says they're going to be talking about his administration for years to come. He's just so funny. So Sean looks through all the male model photos and, infers with, or just tells Meghan that, it's pretty obvious she'd rather be with someone who looks like these models. And she's like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, I was just been so worried this week that, like, if I don't perform in the bedroom, you'll find someone who can. And Meghan has a huge look of relief on her face. She's like, this whole time, I thought you just didn't want to be with me anymore. And of course, he's like, oh my God, that's crazy. They kiss. Because, like, duh, he should be so lucky to be with Meghan.
She crazy.
Like, what is she thinking? But of course,
goofballs.
That gets the magic going. It works. And so they leave the bar to go, try again for lunch. So I thought that was so cute. I don't know. It was just, it was a very realistic fight. Like, both of them were insecure about themselves, and they were all had their own things, and they were assuming that it's because the other person was thinking something. I don't know. It was very cute. It was very realistic, I thought.
It was certainly less annoying than usual.
Back together. You think they're annoying?
Like, that stupid stuff, like those insecurities. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Sometimes it's just like, this is very middle school kind of level shenanigans, antics. Like, I'm like, oh my God. Which is interesting because the commentary is talking about how, like, they're more like, they have a more mature relationship.
Old married couple.
Like, old married couple. And I'm like, that is some bullshit.
They bicker like an old married couple. Like, they're always bickering.
That part, yeah. Like, that's like, like that quirkiness of that, whatever. But when they're insecure about the stuff they're insecure about, it's like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. But it's like, good.
A lot of people have these insecurities. Especially he just had a nut removed. I think he would be insecure.
But why would she be insecure and be like, that's the part I'm like,
he couldn't get it
out of goddamn mind. That's dumb.
She's also only, what, 20?
You know what? Humans are dumb, so you're right. It's realistic.
We're all dumb.
Yeah.
None of us know what we're doing, remember? We're all just like, I thought it was a cute scene.
It was cute enough, yeah. I'm not arguing.
Okay.
I'm trying not to. I'm really trying.
Okay. Well, then we get to Molly's in-person breakup with James. Ben is watching them from across the street, where Molly and James are on the sidewalk. We get some Macy Gray playing in the background. Don't know if you clocked that, Melissa.
Love me some Macy.
Yeah, that was really of its time. But back to Molly and James and Mason Gray. So we don't hear what Molly and James are saying, but we see the fight through Ben's point of view. Molly's breaking up with James. He clearly is not taking it well. Ben also can't hear what's going on from where he's standing, but you can tell he's like silently willing her to just walk away. But there's a lot of pushing and pulling. There's fighting between them. You know, she'll take a few steps away. James pulls her back. You can see them fighting, but eventually Molly gets roped in once again. She doesn't walk away. James like puts his arm around her. They start to walk away. Molly gives Ben kind of an apologetic look as she leaves with James. And in the commentary, they said that apparently that whole fight exchange breakup scene was ad-libbed by Eddie Cahill and Sarah Jane Potts, that they knew it was just they break up, but they improvised that whole scene and they had their own dialogue that they made up together and did. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I did like that. I liked hearing that.
And that it was specifically shot from the point of view of Ben, because you would never see these two side characters just having a conversation themselves, because that doesn't involve one of like the main 5 characters. And I thought that was brilliant too, because it's like, yeah, we're not as invested in Molly yet. She is just a side character to Ben's and Felicity's story right now. So thought that was really interesting.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess, I don't know, we might have covered this, but like what else can Molly do here? We said maybe a restraining order or a shelter, but you know, I guess, yeah, if you go in person to break up, it's kind of hard to just walk away then. I don't know what else Molly can do.
I don't know either. Yeah. Honestly, it's like, it's really, really complicated, and like maintaining the safety part is the key. It's not just about like, oh, like let's just, you know, it'd be cool if they could break up, but it's so much more complicated than that. Even though they don't have kids and like a shared residency, like just the safety, especially because he's got a gun. Now, I mean, like, has he threatened at this point that we're aware of to like I'll kill you if you ever leave me, or like I can't live without you kind of stuff? Because that's like extra, like super, super dangerous. Because that's, yeah, should be taken very seriously. But I don't think we've heard anything like that from him. But it's not good. It's like not good for somebody who's on drugs and dealing drugs and has a gun and is abusive. Like, all of that's just horrible. So yeah.
We will drop some resources in the episode description as well, as we've done for some previous episodes. So we'll drop them in there too, in case anyone wants more information on what you can do for folks who are in these types of situations. So then we go to Meghan and Sean, who are post-coital, looking happy and satisfied. And in a brilliant editing move, it then transitions to Elena and Tracy, who are also now post-coital. Elena says, "Oh, for your first time, all I can say is, oh my God." And we pan over to Tracy, and he's like, "Yep." Don't
mention God right now, girl.
I mean, brilliant dialogue. But he does not seem entirely 100% ecstatic and as happy as she is. Lawrence Trilling in the commentary compared it to the end of The Graduate, which I thought was a super interesting parallel. Where Dustin
like,
Hoffman at the end, like, we just ran off together after this wedding, and like now we're in the back of this bus, like, now what? Yeah, like, uh-oh. But also excited, or just like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now. So I thought that was really a cool parallel that they mentioned.
Yeah, that was a cool reference. But also, that wasn't scripted either in The Graduate. They just kept the camera rolling, and they were just like sitting there. So that's what was captured, though, like, because they didn't know what to do, because, you know, nobody had yelled cut yet, basically. So they were just sitting there kind of awkwardly, but that was brilliant. Fucking perfect.
I also just learned that the hand flex in the 2005 Pride and Prejudice was also just like something that Matthew McFadden did, and they happened to catch it on camera. It wasn't scripted, and that like made the whole movie, right?
The best part of the movie,
right? Yeah, I just learned that was totally just like something he kind of did, and they happened to catch it once on camera. Like, brilliant stuff. I will also say, like, really, Elena, he's so good for his first time. I think this is propaganda. If it was that good, then it's probably because Elena did it. Like, really, his first time, he's that amazing. Come on. I don't know. I don't buy that.
But yeah, maybe if they were making love, that's why.
Yeah, okay.
And it wasn't just sex.
But like okay. He's got zero experience, doesn't know anything about anything. I don't know.
I think she had a lot of influence over how well it went.
A lot. I like that. A lot of influence. That was more eloquent than how I put it. But yeah, interesting. Like, what do we think changed Tracy's mind like that? Was it her calling him a hypocrite? Was it just like, well, yeah, we should her get off the pot. We got to do something here. Too much sexual attention. What do we think happened here?
You're just caught up in the like missing her so much and missing being together that it just like got too intense.
That was an emotional decision too.
Yeah.
That was also absent of logic, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It seemed more impulsive than thought out. That's kind of like, it's too late now. You know, like you can't unring that bell. It's just, you're done. So you can't rethink that. It happened. And the rethinking is just contemplating on it. Now it's not, you can't make that choice not to do it after you did it.
Yeah, just seemed like a 180.
Yeah.
It was like maybe he had another good chat with his minister and she was like, go forth. Have fun. I don't know. Well, long episode. Great catching up. Great questions from listeners. Feels good to be back. Leo season, baby. Let's go.
Happy birthday, Chris Sarandon.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Happy birthday, McGrath.
Potential Chris Sarandon on the pod.
All right. Any last thoughts?
No.
Mid-season
What's the title
finale
of the
next time.
What's the title of that one?
And to all a good night. Big one.
Yeah.
They're
Can't
all big.
wait.
I feel like it's just a lot of drama in the last few episodes here. All right. Well, we will talk to you all next time.
Bye.
Felicity Was Here is produced, written, and edited by Heather, Melissa, and Dr. Joe. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Felicity Was Here Pod. If you're enjoying the pod, please leave us a review and help us spread the word. We appreciate you and would love to hear from Felicity superfans like us. So send us your feedback, ask us your burning questions, or just say hey at felicitywasherepod@gmail.com. We may even read your note in a future episode.